We all know 2020 has been a challenging year for pretty much everyone, none more so than the governor, who was thrust into a storm the likes of which we have never seen.
Yeah, Vic actually sat down with Governor Hogan as he reflected on how our state has addressed the most difficult of years. Vic.
Well, Rick and Nicole, Governor Larry Hogan was quickly thrust into the national spotlight when he and a handful of other governors around the country seemed to step up when there seemed to be little leadership from Washington to handle this pandemic. The governor and I sat down and talked about the year that seemed as if it would never end.
I've had a bunch of challenges during my time as governor, but nothing quite like 2020, and I know everybody out there watching has had, probably the worst year they've ever had as well. How
are you doing? How are you handling this?
I think I'm handling it pretty well. I can tell you I'm in better shape than I was early on. At the beginning of the crisis, we were really overwhelmed, with almost no sleep. 20-hour days, 7 days a week, lots of stress, not knowing, making everything up from scratch with building entire health infrastructures and worrying about how to keep businesses afloat.
Tell us, what are some of the bright spots from 2020?
Well, look, I think the fact that we have the vaccine now in production and starting to get distributed out across the state, it's a huge bright spot because it shows the light at the end of the tunnel. I think the bright spot was the way people came together to help one another in spite of really tough times. I mean, so many people stepped up to donate their time or money or to donate food to our food banks and to help others in need, help their neighbors. Going through a tough time like this, I mean, it really shows the compassionate spirit of the people of Maryland. Our real gratitude goes out to our frontline healthcare workers that have been just working around the clock in really challenging times and saving lives. They're incredible. All the people in our state and local health departments, our first responders, and then all the charitable organizations who were sometimes had less revenues because people didn't have money to contribute and more need. The church groups and the community organizations that just went above and beyond to help make sure that we were getting meals out to kids who needed them.
What keeps you able to perform your job the way that you have? Is it faith? Is it the people around you? What is it?
It's a little bit of all those things. It's my faith, which has gotten me through a lot of tough crises, including my cancer battle and some of the other challenges we went through. I just believe that we're going to get through this together.
You've also given people an opportunity to do things that they have not been able to do before, and that is actually curse in public, tell them to wear the damn mask. Are you surprised that took off?
I usually try not to curse in public, Vic, but I had a press conference. I was so frustrated that people just would not listen. The simple thing of wearing a mask, it just came out. It wasn't planned. I just had a little Zoom yesterday with my cousin and their kids and grandkids, and my cousin's a minister, and he had his little granddaughter, called me out for using a bad word on TV. So I had to apologize and say, I'm sorry, I should wash my mouth out with soap, but that's the only way I knew how to convey the message properly. I just want to wish everybody in the state of Maryland a very happy new year and a healthy and successful 2021.
And of course, we wish the very same to you, Governor. And the Governor has some advice for those people who are going through difficult times, which will be just about all of us. And that is, at the end of the day, just tune everything out. Turn off the phone and sometimes the television and go outside. Enjoy yourself. Make a little me time and, enjoy yourself. Happy New Year to all of you back in the studio.
Cheers
like that,
to you, Vic.
I want to know what else you got coming up after that glass. I know you got some more stuff over there.
Oh, I do.
There we go. I think it's funny because we always quote the governor.
We do.
When he made that comment, and every time we say it, we kind of go, should we say that or not?
Yeah, we feel like
we start cracking up.
Kids will keep you accountable. If nobody else will, it'll be your kids.